That's a great question. So there are deals all over the place. There's really no industry standard. What I see for the most part, though, is that a production music library will require either all of your publishing or 50%, maybe 75, maybe 25. But what I find most of the time, again, exceptions to the rule, but most of the time, it's usually a 50-50 split of all revenue when you partner with a production music library. Now, I know some of you that have bands or you have original music, you're like, I am never signing my publishing away to anybody. Never forget it. Okay, that might be a sign that you shouldn't get into this side of the business because that is going to be required of you to work with a library. Now, how do I justify that to myself? How have I been able to do this for 12 years and not feel like I'm completely selling my soul every time, I send these tracks to those libraries? Okay, so if you're publishing, here's how I think about it. If your publishing right now is making you income, so you're earning some sort of royalties, you're earning some sort of any sort of income that is a derivative of you have a publishing deal that you earned in advance, whatever it is, you've got some income, you got some relationship in place that's benefiting you because you own your publishing, then it would be very foolish to give it up to probably a production music library. But, big but, if you are not making any income off of the publishing of your music right now, and you could potentially partner with a production music library that could turn your music into royalties, passive income, right? Big passive income, and sync fees, and maybe consideration fees. We can talk about those. You got to think about it. Do you want 100% of a grape or 50% of a watermelon? That's really the choice you guys have in front of you. So a lot of people are going, and I know this is a kind of a meme that got really popular in the 90s from a lot of artists that got screwed over by their labels, music labels. But in the production music world, we are not in the record industry. It's a completely different animal. So this kind of idea is out there like never sign up your publishing ever. So they're kind of taking that meme, that golden rule, and applying it into this industry. And I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. You got to make that choice for yourself. But I want to let you guys know I would not have full-time income doing music if I kept on saying no to those deals, because the libraries would go, all right, cool, no problem. We'll try to find somebody else. They're not going to beg you, please, no, okay, we'll bend our terms. This is how they stay in business too. You got to remember, this is not a charity. These are real industries or real companies with real people with real foods to mouths to feed, and they have real families, and they have to keep the lights on. So they need to stay profitable as well. So usually what you're going to find with most exclusive, this was the question there, is that, yeah, you're going to split things. So you usually are going to split the sync fees 50-50, and you're going to split the royalties. And that royalties would be split between library taking their publisher share, you taking your writer share. I can also answer quickly for non-exclusive deals. They usually will allow you to keep a portion of your publishing. So usually they're going to cut that back. Their own cut will go back down to 50% of publishing. So you would have 100% of your writers and probably 50% of your publishing. So usually they're going to take a little less on those exclusive deals. But again, there's no law about what deal a library has to offer you guys, but I'm just telling you this is the industry standard. Some will offer the consideration fees, which is basically sort of like a thank you for, hey, we're going to exclusively represent your music for a certain period of time, so we're going to pay you a little thank you for that. Not all of them do that, so I know it would be great if every library had to give you 50 or $100 per track or more, but they don't have to. That's just something that's, I think the smart libraries do that because they know that that's going to attract high quality talent and keep high quality talent keep coming back. So it's a smart business move. They pay a little bit more up front, but in the long run they win because their catalog stays high quality.